Welcome to the Tamara Rochelle Show.
Change your life. It's not easy when life is a challenge, but as women with goals and dreams, we find balance. You have the power. You have the power.
And now here's your host, Tamara Rochelle, your how-to coach and take action strategist.
Transforming personal struggle into purposeful actions. This episode focuses on how you can take life's challenges and use them as fuel to discover your purpose and build a more meaningful life. Hey, sister friend, welcome to the Tamara Rochelle Show, a show dedicated to helping you make positive changes in your life, relationships, and career so that you can finally accomplish your goals and live the life you really want to live. I'm Tamara Rochelle, your how-to coach and take action strategist and the founder of the Take Action Academy. First, let me apologize for my voice today. Seasons are changing. The weather's changing. I'm a little bit stuffy. I've been drinking my tea all morning, but not sure how well it's working. But as you know, the show must go on. So bear with me, and I hope I don't sound too bad. So today's episode is all about turning the pain you've experienced into purpose. So let's be real. When you're in the thick of things and it feels like you're in a hopeless situation, you can't always see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you can't imagine how a horrible situation or experience can be used for your good. I know firsthand how difficult it can be when life throws obstacles your way. You might feel stuck or like life is just falling apart. But guess what? That pain can become the driving force for your biggest breakthrough. And again, I know it's not always easy to see that when you're in the midst of the storm, but we're going to talk about how you can harness those tough moments and use them to shape a new vision for yourself, a new vision for your life, one filled with meaning and purpose. I want to take you back to one of the most challenging times in my life. And believe me, there's lots to choose from. But today, I want to talk a little bit about my father. For those of you that have read my book, Stop Wasting Your Time Blaming Others for Your Life, you know the first chapter was all about the relationship I had, or rather the relationship I didn't have with my dad, and how I grew up labeled as a fatherless daughter, and how even when my dad was present when I was growing up, he was still very absent. My dad was a musician, a producer for some pretty well-known artists. In the book, I talk about how not growing up with my father and not having the best relationship with my father really shaped my view of relationships, even when I didn't realize that that was a factor in my life. I'll definitely share more about that on future episodes as we dig into relationships. I want to share some of those insights. But today, I want to focus on when my dad passed away. Now, before I get started, I want to warn you that this is a heavy conversation, and I am in no way making light of it because, again, it was truly a very devastating and challenging time in my life. But I want to show you how you can take pain and use it to fuel purpose in your life. Like I said, it's already challenging to lose a parent, but I lost mine in a very tragic way. My brother, my younger half brother, killed our father. I'm not going to share all of the details, but after an argument, he shot and killed our father. My dad's death was very traumatic, and it brought out so many unresolved issues for me. You know, death can do that to you. All of the things you didn't get to say, the relationships you thought you had time to fix or mend, and you don't get an opportunity to do that, it can be very difficult. And it was a very difficult time for me. Over the years, my dad and I had reconnected and had been spending time together. He got to know my children, and we had a better relationship than we had when I was growing up. But I still harbored hurt feelings about him not being that traditional dad in my life. And when he passed away, I spent a lot of time going back down memory lane, trying to really dig into who my dad was as a person. Through my pain and my need to better understand my father, it helped me to uncover and discover that there were actually lessons I learned from my dad. And out of this pain, I began to better understand his passion for his music and his dreams. He unapologetically pursued his passion, and he was able to live out some of his dreams, which is what I'm all about, what my business is all about. He played in significant venues along notable artists. His music is professionally recorded, and it continues to live on even today. My dad was passionate. He just lacked balance. He was unable to balance his love and passion for pursuing his dream and his responsibility for his family and raising his children. You all know I teach about being torn between what you want to do for yourself and your responsibilities to others, being constantly in the position of trying to figure out what you're going to do today. Are you going to pursue your dreams, or are you going to take care of your responsibilities? And out of these realizations about my father and him pursuing his passion and purpose, it helped me to shape how I pursue my dreams. I began to make a really conscious effort to find a better balance so that I could follow my dreams, but still maintain my responsibilities to my children and my family. I chose to be an active and present parent in my children's lives, all while still going after my goals and dreams. And it took me back to a time in my own life where I didn't even realize I should be focused on my goals and dreams. I was just so focused on being the best parent I could be that was really my focus at the time. I didn't realize that I had to live my life as well. But I remember I was at a track meet. One of my children, actually it was a track practice. And I was talking with an older lady who used to talk to me. We used to connect and talk while our children were participating in the sport. And she asked me a question. She said, "What are you doing for yourself? What are you doing with your life?" And of course, I gave that good parent, great mother answer that I thought I should give at the time. And I said, well, when my children grow up, I'm going to... And before I could really get the answer out, she interrupted me. She stopped me. She says, "Baby, if you wait until your children are grown before you start pursuing your goals and dreams, you're going to live a life of regret." And that really shook me because, again, at that time, I wasn't really focused on myself and my goals and dreams. I was really just trying to be the best parent I could be and pour everything I had into my children. I didn't realize that I needed to focus on my goals and dreams as well. But she was very clear. She says, you only have one life to live, and you have to live your life as well. So I took that to mean I had to find the time and energy in my life to do both, to be a great mother and to pursue my own goals and dreams. And that is really what fueled my whole business of finding your unique balance, the time and energy to focus on you and your goals while still being present and active in my children's lives. Losing my father was a devastating and painful moment, but through it all, I found part of my purpose in helping other women find their unique balance so that they can do the same. Through reflection and transparency, I further discovered my gift for coaching and guiding others to find unique balance between being a great parent, but also following your goals and dreams. And that's what this episode is all about. It's about taking the mess in your life, the painful moments in your life, all the difficulty that life hands you, and turning it into a message of purpose. Now, I know I unpacked a lot by talking about my father's death and how he tragically died, but I don't want to lose focus of this show and what I wanted to come and share with you today. The most powerful lessons I've learned from this journey is that your pain can be your greatest asset if you allow it to guide you toward your purpose. We all have moments where life knocks us down, but it's how you respond that determines what comes next. Instead of staying stuck in the hurt, the pain, you can make the choice to use these experiences as the foundation for something beautiful. Pain is a very powerful teacher, but it's up to you to turn it into purpose. So let's talk a little bit about how you can start turning your pain into purpose. First, you can start by acknowledging the pain. Stop running from it. Stop hiding from it. Acknowledge what you've been through, whether it's grief over losing a parent, going through a painful divorce, experiencing a job loss, or the loss of a personal relationship, or maybe it's just a personal failure. Don't bury it. Bring it to the surface. Acknowledge it. Then identify the lessons. Every painful experience holds a lesson. What did you learn? What did you learn about yourself during that time? What strengths did you uncover? How have you grown from the experience? And then ask yourself, how can I help others? One of the best ways to turn pain into purpose is to use your experience, your story, your message to help other people. Who can benefit from what you've been through? Is there someone who needs the wisdom that you've gained? And finally, take action. Purpose requires action. Don't just sit on your experiences. Don't just sit on your pain. Do something with it. Write about it. Create something, or volunteer your time to help others going through the same struggles. So let's get real. How do you start turning pain into purpose? And I know it can sound like an oxymoron, turning pain into something purposeful, getting something good from something painful, turning pain into purpose. So let's talk about how you can actually start doing this. How do you start turning pain into purpose? I want to suggest a few exercises to help you really start turning your pain into purpose. 1, reflect. Take about 15 to 20 minutes and write down one of the most painful experiences from your life. Don't filter it. Just let the words come out. Let the words flow. Write what happened, how it made you feel, and then how it actually shaped you into the person you are right now. And after you've got it all out, start identifying your strengths. After writing, circle the words that describe how you responded to the situation, how you responded to the pain. Did you show resilience, perseverance, strength? These are the qualities that you can now turn into your superpower and use to help you deal with other painful situations. And then begin to take small steps. Now think of a small way you can start taking action and moving toward turning this pain into something meaningful. Maybe it's sharing your story with a friend who's going through the same thing. Maybe it's starting a journal where you document your journey. Or maybe you have a book inside of you that you can get out and share with the world. So let's move on to one of my favorite parts of the show, the Ask Tamara segment, where I take and answer questions submitted by sister friends around the world who are just submitting their questions for a little bit of advice and wisdom. As I've shared before, my online journey actually started with an advice column. So when the internet first came about and websites were a new thing, I actually started a website answering people's questions. And it's still one of my favorite things to do. I read every question. I answer all of them personally. And so today's question selected for the Ask Tamara segment is right on target for today's show. And it comes from a sister friend in Dallas, Texas. And she writes, Tamara, I've been through a really hard time after losing my job, and I just feel lost. It was a devastating blow for my family and my career. Everything feels like it's falling apart, and I'm not sure of my next move. I hear you, sister friend. Losing a job can be tough. I've been there and know it can make you feel like the ground beneath you has just been pulled away. But no matter how hopeless it feels right now, remember that this is not the end. It's a transition. There's a difference between an end and a transition. Here's what I want you to do. Start asking yourself what this loss is teaching you. Are you being redirected? What skills or strengths did you gain in your last role that could point you toward your next opportunity? Take a step back and remember that sometimes doors close so that better ones can open. And I know that's not always easy to hear and accept while you're knee deep in the situation, but use this time to reflect on what really lights you up. And then take small actions every day to move closer to that new vision. To sum it all up, pain doesn't have to be the end of your story. It can be the beginning of your purpose. Remember, sister friend, you have the power to take control of your life and use the tough moments to fuel your next chapter. If you are struggling to find your purpose or having a difficult time figuring out what you are passionate about and what brings you joy, make sure you visit my website at tamararochelle.com and take my free Purpose and Passion e-course. This course is delivered right to your inbox box over a few days, and it'll guide you to help you reconnect with yourself, your purpose, and clarify your purpose so that you can begin to take actionable steps toward your goals and dreams. Sister friend, I hope this episode was helpful and that you got some tips and strategies to help you start discovering how to turn your passion into purpose. And I hope you got something from this episode that you can use to make some positive changes in your life, relationships, and career. If you've enjoyed this episode, please be sure to share it with others and make sure to subscribe to this podcast so that you don't miss an episode. And also, let me know how you put these tips and strategies to work in your life. Drop your comments below or connect with me on social media at I'm Tamara Rochelle. Also, let me know if there's a topic you'd like for me to cover. I love getting your feedback and your suggestions. And if you have a question for Ask Tamara, you can email me at asktamara@tamararochelle.com or on social media using the hashtag AskTamara. And again, don't forget to visit my website and take advantage of my other content, programs, and products, the tools and resources I have available for you. If you want to work with me one-on-one, pick my brain, or just get your questions answered, you can also book a private session with me on my website. Thanks for tuning in and spending this time with me, and I look forward to connecting with you in the next episode. Take care, and until next time, keep showing up for yourself and keep taking action.
You have the power. You have the power. You have the power to change your life. You have the power. You have the power.
Thanks for tuning in. You've just listened to another episode of the Tamara Rochelle Show. If you've enjoyed this episode, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with others. For more tools and resources, visit TamaraRochelle.com and connect with Tamara on social media at I'm Tamara Rochelle.